Okay everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to do a video that a couple of people have asked for, and this is how we ride high and slow on the track. There are a couple of things to know before we do this. When we say high and slow, we don't necessarily mean super slow, we mean close to the minimum speed of the track. Every steeply banked velodrome is going to have a minimum speed, and we want you to be able to approach that minimum speed in a safe and controlled way. It means you can rest on the track, it means you can outmaneuver opponents, it means you can, if you're in a Madison race, you can change more often with your partner, which is super beneficial. So lots of reasons why you might want to do this. Now, if you are going to do it, you've got to do a few things first. Main one is the tyres. So item 1, make sure you've got some good quality track tyres. Item 2, make sure they're pumped up to the correct manufacturer's recommended pressures. If in doubt, just go higher in the scale. So if it says 120 to 160, go towards the upper end of that. Thirdly, make sure you've prepared the tyres correctly. So if they're brand new, you want to give them a bit of a sand round, a bit of sandpaper just to take off any releasing agent that might have been in the mould. And then you want to give them a nice wipe down with some glass cleaner, which is actually the best stuff for cleaning tyres. The old school track cyclists will say to use white spirit. You don't need to do that. It makes your bike smell like a chip shop, so don't worry too much about it. Once you've prepped your tyres correctly, we are going to have a little look at the video, and we're going to see how we ride high and slow. Okay, here we are up onto the track. And what you see on the right hand side here is Rotor's own app. This is tracking my power output in real time. So what you'll see is that as I come into the straight here, the power drops off to almost nothing. That's because there's no minimum speed in the straights. I don't have to put out any power at all. As I go into the banking, it gets steeper and you see that my power starts to increase up to a peak in the middle just there. And then as I come out, I don't stop pedaling, but I just don't pedal quite as hard. Back into the straight, 4 watts, 14 watts, 24 watts, you can see it starts to step up again. Here we go into the banking, I'm pushing a bit harder, maxing out at 227 in the middle of the banking, and then just gradually drifting up and out in the straights. Now the reason I'm drifting up and out like this is a technique called ovalization. That's because the blue line, because it tips up in the banking, is actually a lot higher than it is in the straights. So if I drift out to the track fence, it means I'm riding on a nice flat level plane rather than going up and down every lap. You can see now I've actually moved slightly higher up the track in the bankings. This just means that I travel slightly further. The reason I haven't gone to the very top is because it's a lot of effort to go round there. So if you're on the blue line, you can sometimes still be in the way of something that's happening lower down, so you don't necessarily want to be there. It also means you get round a bit quicker. Being higher up means you're more out of the way. It takes a little bit longer to go around the track, so if you're waiting for a group or you're trying to join in with something, it's a better place to be than just sitting on the blue. And again, you can see the same thing with the power data, where I'm having to push a little bit harder up here than I was lower down, but ultimately I'm still not having to push super hard. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview on high and slow, how we can do it, why we might want to do it, and a couple of the things that you need to understand in order to do it well. If you do have any questions, pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you've got anything else you'd like to know about, let me know down there as well, and I'll see if I can get round to it. Bye for now.